Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tasha and thank you for tuning in. In today's video, I will be showing you the difference between DTF, sublimation, HTV, and heat transfer paper. So stick around and enjoy. I'm going to start off with the heat transfer paper method. This is the heat transfer paper that I'm using. The brand is PPD. It's other brands out there, but this is the brand that I typically use because I don't use it that often. I got a bunch of it. And this is an inkjet printer with no special inks or dyes. This is how the image came out. And I printed the image through Cricut Design Space because I'm going to get my Cricut machine to cut the letters out. Here I'm just feeding the mat into the Cricut machine. Now the Cricut is scanning the registration marks and the image so it'll know exactly where to cut the image. Now that it's done scanning, it's ready to start cutting the image. So now that the image is done being cut, I'm just going to weed out all of the white paper that I don't need. Now this is HTV, heat transfer vinyl. I applied an offset in Cricut Design Space to the St. Louis image. And this is just the Cricut cutting the HTV. This is what the image will look like. So now that it's done cutting, I'm just going to weed out the image. And FYI, you don't have to use HTV when using heat transfer paper. I like to be extra sometimes and add a little kick to my image. And this is how it looks once it's weeded. Both images are done. And I'm just going to show you the back of the paper to show how it's still intact. I only just weeded out the top, which was the white part that I didn't need. So here I'm just lifting all the letters because I'm going to place it inside of the HTV image. With this method, you can use any color garment on any fabric, including 100% cotton. And this is me just lint rolling the shirt. I am going to pre-press the shirt before I lay the HTV on it. And I'm going to press the shirt on 315 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Here I'm using heat resistant tape to lay down the HTV, and I'm going to cover it with this Teflon sheet to protect the HTV. So this is a cold peel vinyl, so I'm going to wait 45 seconds before I peel off the backing. Okay, now I'm just going to carefully peel off the backing. And it's a good thing that I use white vinyl because I realized I need to calibrate my Cricut machine because it didn't give an accurate cut. It's still some white vinyl on the sides of the letters. But once I place them on there correctly, they should blend right in with the white offset. Okay, and heat transfer paper requires a different time and temperature for settings. It's 375 Fahrenheit and 12 seconds. So now I'm just going to place a piece of parchment paper on top just to protect my image. And when the press is done, I have to wait 30 to 60 seconds before I take the parchment paper off. And now it's done. Here's the final look. Second on the list is sublimation. Sublimation takes a special ink and printing paper. This is an Epson inkjet printer that I converted into a sublimation printer. I personally don't have a video explaining how to convert it, but there's videos out there on YouTube University that shows you how you can convert your Epson printer into a sublimation printer. The ink that I use for my sublimation machine is Cosmos Sublimation ink. And the paper that I use is called A-Sub paper. The A-Sub paper, I got it from Amazon. It runs like $20 for 100 pieces. And it prints out really dull colors, but once it's pressed, it's like magic. The colors be popping. And also, sublimation takes more heat and time than normal material. It takes 400 degrees Fahrenheit and 60 seconds. And polyester is one of the best fabrics that you can use for sublimation. And the higher the polyester percent is, the more vibrant your colors are going to be on your garment. I usually try to stick with 75% or higher. These Cricut shirts that I got, they're 95% in polyester. So you know that the colors are going to be immaculate. And I missed this step right here because I usually lint roll my shirts before I press them. And with sublimation, you always want to lint roll anything you're doing first because it be like little fibers that's on the material that you can't see. And once you press it, the little spots will turn blue. So now I'm just kind of folding the image in half on the corners just so I can get like a good center spot. And now I'm gonna lay my image down with my heat resistant tape. This brand of heat resistant tape is a Cricut brand. But trust me, there are more brands out here on Amazon that are really good too. And usually you're supposed to lay butcher paper down in between the shirt and on top of the shirt. I didn't do that. I think I was just rushing and wasn't really thinking about it, but I just wanted you to see how good the colors are when you do sublimation. Now this is the final look on the sublimation. Those colors are literally dyed in the shirt and looks really nice. Okay, last but not least, it's a fan favorite, direct to film, better known as DTF. The DTF requires a DTF printer, a special ink, a special film, and a special powder. And I don't have a DTF system set up. I usually outsource all of my transfers from Ninja Transfers. And with the controversy that's going on, I probably won't invest in it right now. Okay, so with that being said, this DTF transfer presses on 315 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. And there's no need for a pre-press. And DTF is a cold peel, so when I'm done pressing, I'm going to wait about 60 seconds before I peel off the backing. And this is why it's a fan favorite, because I mean, it comes off, it doesn't leave any residue, no ink, it doesn't leave anything. Versus the sublimation, which I just showed you, it leaves behind a little ink. So with DTF, you have to give it a final press to just lock it all in. And the cool thing about DTF is you can press it on any garment, any color, and it's like the image melts on like butter. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up and final look at all of them. Okay, now here's the final look. This is the sublimation print. Look how the colors are dyed inside of the shirt. This is one of my favorite prints to do, is sublimation, because it's dyed. It'll last basically a lifetime. You can put it on the inside of the shirt, like for your neck tag, if you was to sell like t-shirts or something. I really like it. And so the DTF, the thing that gets me about the DTF is it's like the image is laying on top of the shirt. I don't really like that feel, because it's like it's just laying there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not really a huge fan of it, but I will use it because it's really convenient and saves on time, and you don't have to weed and do all no extra steps. You just lay it, press it, and go on about your business. But when you're ordering transfers like from a company, it can be real difficult and tricky because you got to get the correct size for the garment that you're using. You got to make sure your background is transparent. It's just like a lot of different things come into play. But other than that, and this right here, it's kind of my favorite, even though I kind of screwed it up a little bit. I didn't line it up correctly, but I love me some vinyl. One thing about it is I can sit and weed me some vinyl. It's therapeutic to me. So to each his own. And if you enjoyed this video and you feel like you want to make you a decision on what you want to do and how you want to start your company, or how you want to make shirts for yourself or your family, but you still have more questions, don't hesitate to hit me up in the comments. I don't mind answering questions. If it's something I know, I don't mind telling it. And this is me just showing how dope my city is. I'm from St. Louis, and yes, I'm proud. And these are all the cool, dope things that we have in our city. I also want to give a huge thanks and a virtual hug to all the people that come to my channel and actually watch my videos and take something from them and apply it and use it to your advantage. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, see you in the next video.